to Wealthy Honey Investment Limited, an international enterprise with over 20 years experience that offers full range of freight forwarding services. With our head office located in the heart of Tinkan Island, Apapa, Lagos, Nigeria, our major aim is to provide high-quality consultancy services to our clients on matters relating to customs, import and export laws, trade and tariff classifications and procedures. We also assist our clients in preparation of import documents, delivery of consignment to clients after customs formalities, and many more. For inquiries, contact us at our Office 14, Tinkan Port Container Complex, Tinkan Island, Lagos, Nigeria, Kilometer 2, Glow House, Lasso Ojo Road, Akeson, Lagos, Nigeria, or Wealthy Honey Investment Limited, Jacqueline Mislan, 1E, Westerlo, Antwerp, Belgium, or call 005-522-7881, 002-644-1351, or 009-982-1927. Or visit our website on www.wealthyhoneyinvestmentlimited.com.
Hello viewers, welcome to your favorite program, PORTGIST and Event on TV. PORTGIST and Event on TV is your weekly program where we give you news in the maritime industry, aviation sector, as well as the land border. On today's episode of PORTGIST and Event on TV, we have lots of gifts for you. We have the issue of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, which actually introduced the Taxpayers Identification Number in conjunction with Nigerian Customs Service and the Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs. So also we have the issue of the suspended transaction value, the reaction of the National Executive Council of Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agent sensitizing its member at its various chapter on what is the position of the association. The award of Integrity International Magazine, which was held in Ghana, where various individual Nigerians were actually given this honor. We had a one-on-one chat with the Director of Business Admission of USAID in Ghana, Dr. Shola Afolabi. I remain the anchor man for this program, Fine Toka Ade Collins. The Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, in conjunction with Nigerian Customs Service and the Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agent, ANACA, had a stakeholders meeting recently during the week on the introduction of Taxpayers Identification Number. FIRS highlighted the need for every Nigerian importers, licensed customs agent, and corporate bodies that they must register with FIRS and have a Taxpayers Identification Number. This will replace the old passport number and IC number which is used in the course of declaration. During this stakeholders meeting, various licensed customs agents enumerated problems encountered in the process of registration of this Taxpayers Identification Number. The customs representative highlighted the need for every licensed customs agent and their importers to register with FIRS so that they can do business with Nigerian Customs Service.
We still have so much to do before we can attain where the rest of the world has attained in their port business. The requirements for clearance of cargo is that you submit your identity for what we call KYC, know your customer. We found that as part of such identity would have been either your company registration number, your RC number. You could also have in your passport if you are a driver's license, as the case may be. They also found out that VAT, you're also supposed to pay your tax, the FIRS. Now, what we did is to say, why ask people to submit separate documents when we can collapse everything to one? And we felt that if FIRS and customs collaborate and you register with FIRS and you get your TIN number, when you come to customs, it makes your identification easier. Because we want to believe that every information you give to FIRS to obtain that TIN number will be relevant and can be accessed by customs when we relate with them online. And let me tell you the immediate benefit to you. It saves you time, and again, it keeps your data in the system. Let me tell you one good thing about data. Many of you don't know, when I was there at Papa, several embassies, trade missions, people called me, even up to yesterday, people were still calling me to ask for data about Nigerian importers, about freight forwarders that they want to do business with. And it will be good if at the click of a pin, I just get the system information and pass them to the relevant level.
The national president of the Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agents, Prince Olawale Shitu, he was present during this stakeholders meeting, advised FIRS and every relevant tax agency in Nigeria to have a one-stop shop so that it will go a long way in assisting Nigerians to know that once a tax is paid, it covers every tax in Nigeria. A situation where every tax agency wants to collect tax by means of crook on.
It's so simple that this gathering today blesses my heart, and I hope it should not be the last time we should be having your job, so our people can understand the fundamentals of tax. Even in America, you can protest tax and get reform. You can do the same thing here. If you are over-assessed, people have come to my office that some tax people from Lagos State are pushing them. They are asking them to come and pay 4 million. They are asking for them to pay 5 million. It's because the tax system in Nigeria is disjointed. You have federal tax, you have state tax, you have local government tax, then you have several other taxes, including if you drive to pick up, you are in trouble. Is there any way government cannot harmonize all these taxes and have one-stop shop?
World has indeed become a commercial global village. Nigeria, the West Coast and South Africa have become every shipper's destinations of delight. To meet this growing need, we present the CFAX Group of Companies, a maritime one-stop shop with subsidiaries on the West Coast, London and Texas, USA. With our well-trained and courteous staff, high-tech cranes, stevedoring services, haulage trucks with mileage across Nigeria and abroad, and our utility bonded terminals, we are indeed Nigeria's leading cargo handlers. CFAX Group of Companies, our team work with innovation.
From PORTGIST and Event on TV, we want to advise every Nigerian to be patriotic by ensuring that you register and have the taxpayer's identification number. With the taxpayer's identification number, you will be able to do most of the declaration with the Nigerian Customs Service and any other business with the federal government. In time to come, the TIN number will go a long way in assisting you in every declaration you do with the government. It is no more news that the Honorable Minister of Transport, Senator Idris Umar, has suspended the transaction fees that the Council for the Regulation of Freight Forwarding Practice is supposed to collect in the seaports. This becomes necessary in view of the crisis that these fees have generated in the industry. However, the national president of Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agents went round the various chapters to sensitize its member on the face-off. At the Tinkan Island chapter, the secretary of the board of trustees of the association, Prince Tayo Yi, who led the Anaka delegation at the Tinkan Island chapter, sensitized member on the face-off between the council and Anaka.
Let's go to Bishop and Sarah that our president to resign his membership.
Is very fundamental. All the points raised is very, very important. There are some who cannot answer now as I'm talking to you. But I've directed the zonal secretary to record all the observations in this all important meeting. We'll go back and I'm going to show you. We'll do our best to solve the problem.
From PORTGIST and Event on TV, we want to advise the National Executive Council of ANACA and the Governing Council of the Council for the Regulation of Freight Forwarding Practice to come together and settle this stalemate. Speaking on the same issue, the founder of NAGAF, National Association of Government Approved Freight Forwarder, Dr. Boniface Anebunam, has this to say.
Primarily, they are to regulate freight forwarders. which cut across corporate entities, individuals, and associations. That's the main object for its existence, and so any other thing might be an auxiliary function. As regards the issue of transaction fee, well, some of the things need to be very, very clear, but from every indication, transaction fee is an imposition on imports into Nigeria. And of course, who owns the imports? The cargo belongs to the importers, and the Council for Regulation do not have the right to regulate importers to the extent of imposing sanctions or fees on them. That has to fall on the purview of the Nigerian Shippers Council. But be that as may, the freight forwarders have these importers as their principals. And of course, if you are conversant with the custom law, you'll be looking at relevant sections like Section 153, 154, 155, and 156 of the Custom and Excise Management Act. Some of these sections dwelt extensively on the issue of licensing regulation of the customs, and of course the liability inherent in the performance of freight forwarders or the licensed custom agents, as you may wish to call it, and of course the importers. In other words, agency contract is quite specific, that the freight forwarders are the agents to the importers, and if that is the case, the ministerial directive imposing transaction fee to be collected on cargo without the members of the council via the associations. I'm talking of NAGAF and ALCA and the 3 other associations. It's not quite right.
Non-Comet Group of Companies is a multi-purpose consortium that specializes in container handling, import and export duties, underwater engineering services, as well as other engineering services with subsidiaries: Comet Shipping Agencies Nigeria Limited, Nigeria America Line Limited, Texas Plancheria Company Limited, Danalek Limited, Best Trade Nigeria Limited, as well as 5-Star Logistics Limited, a special purpose vehicle terminal operator of the Roll-on Roll-off Terminal at the Tinkan Island Port in Lagos, Nigeria, with over 19 hectares land area terminal, 6,000 square meter warehouse facility, computerized billing system, efficient and dynamic staff, high-tech sea-dooring services, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, adequate gating system, and recently commissioning of a new gate, round-the-clock on-duty security patrol, provision of a special center for examination of all vehicles by Nigerian Customs and the consignees, all to facilitate cargo clearance with less stress, faster time, and adequate security. No wonder over 50% of vehicles coming into Nigeria prefer to come in through 5-Star Logistics, Ro-Ro Container Terminal, Tinkan Island Port, Lagos, Nigeria. 5-Star Logistics, we're not just better, we are the best.
From PORTGIST and Event on TV, we want to advise the Governing Council of the CRFFN and the National Executive Council of ANACA to ensure that they settle their rancor immediately. On our personality segment on today's episode of PORTGIST and Event on TV, we had a one-on-one chat with the Director of Business Administration of USAID in Ghana, Dr. Shola Afolabi. Dr. Shola Afolabi happens to be one of those that designed the Asekuda Plus and Asekuda that the Nigerian Customs Service has been using in the last few years. You are still on PORTGIST and Event on TV. On our personality segment today, we are privileged to corner a very important personality in our international community. It's no other person than Dr. Shola Afolabi. Dr. Afolabi is the director in USAID, and having worked in West African country, virtually all the West African country, he also is part of those people that designed the Asekuda that Nigerian Customs is using today. Dr. Afolabi, good afternoon, sir. We are happy that you receive all the crew of PORTGIST and Event on TV in your house in Ghana. We are actually in Ghana in his residence. Thank you very much for that, sir.
a pleasure.
You haven't walked around the West African coast. Let us hear the story of UNCTAD and Asikuda in Nigeria. How did it happen?
Thank you, CK. On behalf of my whole family, I welcome all of you to Honduras. It's been a pleasure having you. Yes, I've been honored to have worked with ECOWAS as Director of the Community Competence Center from 1989 to 2010. During this period, ECOWAS was involved in the computerization of customs services in all West African countries in collaboration with UNCTAD in Geneva, the European Union, and the USAID in particular. We were able to work with the member states to computerize all the national customs services based on Asikuda for 13 of the 15 countries. 2 other countries, that is Ghana and Senegal, have their own systems, but they have been certified perfectly compatible with Asikuda. The whole idea of computerizing is customs services was to provide a platform for compensating member states for any losses arising from the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme, ETLS. We have now gone to the next stage of providing the basis, the technical basis for information sharing in the customs union among member states, in which the whole of West Africa becomes one customs territory. So we've moved from just computerizing to produce external trade statistics to one that will form the basis of a regional single window in West Africa. Okay.
And that was why you delivered I'm sure you delivered a topic on single windows during the last Shippers Council workshop in Abuja. And then, you know, I happen to have one of the paper you presented. Single windows are in Nigeria. Looking at the trading community, vis-a-vis the Nigerian customs, the shipping community, the terminal operators, and even the stakeholders, the critical stakeholders. Do you think that single window can be realized in Nigeria when it comes to our declaration? Is it possible?
Well, from what I have seen, there is already single window in Nigeria. There is single window. Because a single window is a concept, and depending on what you call what you are doing, it can be different shades of single window. Right now, the Nigerian Customs Service, the customs systems is linked to the banks for import license, to other agencies, clearing agents, even importers and exporters. That is one phase of single window. The single window just means that there is one platform in which people put in their trade data and are able to access either customs or other government services for the importation, exportation, and clearance of such goods.
Do you really think Nigerians on a single window, in view of the fact that there's actually interconnectivity between the customs and the banks and even licensed customs, but there's no interconnectivity between shipping company and the customs?
Wealthy Honey Boutique. We deal in all quality voile laces, US stuffs, ladies jeans, shirts and suits, men's suits, male and female Italian shoes and bags, children wear, necklace, wristwatch and all kinds of accessories. Wealthy Honey Boutique is located at Shop 26 and 27, A-Star Plus Plaza, Ikoton Roundabout, Ikoton, Lagos. Telephone 080-2322-8809, 070-4092-8433. You can also email us at gsolaf@yahoo.com. Wealthy Honey Boutique. The way you are dressed determines the way you'll be addressed.
That's why I'm saying that even that level is higher than what exists in most of the West African countries.
Really?
Yes. So what we are trying to do is
work with the Union of African Shippers Council, and I'll be delivering a paper on that next week in Ouagadougou, in which we have what we call a regional framework for single windows, which will be a project properly financed, in which we have a framework. So any country that wants to do single window does it within the context and within the framework of some regional guidelines. Then we look at what we have now in Nigeria, we look at the features and we take what we have, what we don't have, and ensure that we come within the regional framework. Because at the end of the day, what we want is a regional single window. But we don't throw away what the member states are doing now. We try to bring them into a particular framework so that there is not only interconnectivity within the country, but within the sub-region. So that ultimately we can now link with the other regional economic communities on an African platform.
And that will go a long way in helping Nigerian customs. In view of the fact that it is on record that some importers will want to ship their consignment to neighboring country first, knowing fully well that any consignment that is within ETLS enjoys duty free. But once you have a single window within the regional, every country will now know that that particular product did not emanate from that country. If you agree with me, sir?
Yes. I think the major problem we have with the importation and goods flying from, let's say, Cotonou through Seme is because of lack of information.
Yes.
What really happens is that somebody, an importer, gets his goods into Cotonou, declares it in Cotonou as transit, pays the transit fees, which are very low in Cotonou, and then once it gets out of customs areas, it can disappear and end up in Nigeria somehow. But with this new system, and this is one of the new systems that ECOWAS is putting in place, that is called ALISA. ALISA is a regional interconnected transit system, which means if you declare goods as transit coming to Cotonou, the system at the regional level knows that the goods have arrived in Cotonou and they are destined for Nigeria. So if after a certain time the goods don't end up in customs, customs just grabs the importer and makes him pay
that duty.
The duty.
That's interesting.
So where the goods are,
we don't want to pay the duty,
but you just pay the duty. We assume that it has come in.
So it's really going to help member states to generate more revenue.
And the big fight that Nigeria Customs had with Benin Customs was to say, we wanted you to deliver these goods to us.
The world has indeed become a commercial global village. Nigeria, the West Coast and South Africa have become every shipper's destinations of delight. To meet this growing need, we present the CFAX Group of Companies, a maritime one-stop shop with subsidiaries on the West Coast, London and Texas, USA. With our well-trained and courteous staff, high-tech cranes, stevedoring services, haulage trucks with mileage across Nigeria and abroad, and our utility bonded terminals, we are indeed Nigeria's leading cargo handlers. CFAX Group of Companies. Our team work with innovation.
The Integrity International had its 4th award and launching of its first magazine at Accra, Ghana recently. The launching, which was held at Paloma Hotel in Accra, Ghana on the 22nd of September 2012, has among the recipients Dr. Mike Ezekweme, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Barrister Festus Keyamu, a barrister at law in Nigeria, the Vice Chairman of Austrian Nigerian Licensed Custom Agent at Semeboda, Mr. Chris Nnabu, and the Executive Producer of PORTGIST and Event on TV, Mr. Kayode Farrington Collins. During the conferment of this award on the awardees, Dr. Mike Ezekweme had a goodwill message for Nigerians.
The 189th award I received from my own work. But my respect for this is that it is a singular one that points one out as a man of integrity. And to me, integrity and character is everything. If you have integrity, you have it all. If you don't have honor and integrity or character, then you are a nobody. I believe that integrity is the fulcrum, the linchpin around which every other thing revolves. That is why I cherish this integrity award.
This is how far we can go on today's program, PORTGIST and Event on TV. Don't forget that you can partner with us on this program. You can also advertise your program. You have opportunity of sending your opinion and views as it affects the maritime industry, aviation sector, as well as on land border. Our various telephone lines are written on your screen. You can also reach us on our Facebook address. Until next week, stay blessed.